Disney Channel has existed for 4 decades and has produced some pretty amazing shows in that time. Today I'm going to go over every Disney Channel cartoon, so no live action. This list also doesn't include Disney Junior, Disney XD, or Disney Plus shows. There are a few exceptions. For example, Phineas and Ferb are both a Disney Channel and a Disney XD show, so they would be on both lists. I will be doing a Disney Channel live action shows video and a Disney XD shows video in the near future, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. Good Morning Mickey, 1983 to 1992, the first ever Disney Channel show. This show was a compilation of old Disney shorts featuring Mickey, Goofy, Donald, Chip, Dale, and Pluto. There was no original content created for this show. No one was credited for this show. Instead, it said the cartoons in this program are the work of animators from Walt Disney Productions over the past 50 years. Donald Duck Presents, 1983 to 1992. Pretty much the exact same show as Good Morning Mickey, but it predominantly featured Donald Duck instead. DTV, 1984 to 1989. DTV is a parody of MTV, which at the time was popular for airing music videos. The show was just that, popular songs with Disney animation to accompany them. The Wuzzles, 1985. The concept for this show was that everything was a combination of two things. The characters were hybrids of two animals. They ate hybrid foods like apple berries and lived in castle scrapers. The series lasted for a brief single season, with 13 episodes. Adventures of the Gummy Bears, 1985 to 1991. This show features a bunch of colorful bears set in a medieval time. The Gummy Bears are magical creatures that help people, including their human friend, and thwart evil villains. The show concluded after 6 seasons. This show had a huge budget, which meant it was a beautiful looking cartoon, and set a precedent in the 80s due to the competition. DuckTales, 1987 to 1996. Donald Duck, his uncle Scrooge McDuck, and his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie, along with their pilot, Launchpad McQuack, go on all sorts of adventures together. The show is based on the Duck Universe comic books. After 100 episodes and 4 seasons later, the show concluded with a movie. The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, 1988 to 1991. This is the first cartoon based on one of the Disney movies. The show was a loose continuation of the movie, dealing with the everyday lives of Christopher Robin, Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Eeyore, Rabbit, Kangaroo, Gopher, and Owl. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, 1989 to 1990. Chip and Dale now work at a detective agency, Rescue Rangers. They work with Gadget Hack Wrench, Monterey Jack, and Zipper. They deal with crimes that are too small for the police to deal with. There are 2 frequently recurring villains, Fat Cat and Norton Nimnel. The show recently got its own Roger Rabbit-esque movie sequel in 2022. Tailspin, 1990 to 1991. This time around, Disney took characters from the Jungle Book and gave them their own spin-off. Baloo, King Louie, and Shere Khan, along with some new faces, are the main characters. Baloo works for a freight shipping company called Hire for Hire, and thus he flies cargo planes. Darkwing Duck, 1991 to 1992. Darkwing Duck is a superhero and has a sidekick, Launchpad McQuack, the same character from DuckTales. Darkwing Duck has the typical superhero second life as a regular old dude. Darkwing often juggles between his need for fame and his want to be a good father. Goof Troop, 1992 to 1993. Goofy, a single father to Max, moves back home and ends up next door to Pete, who was Goofy's high school best friend. Max quickly becomes friends with Pete's child, PJ. After 78 episodes, the series concluded, and shortly after got its own movie, which was successful. A direct-to-DVD sequel released a few years after that one. Mickey's Mouse Tracks, 1992 to 1995. A very similar show to Good Morning Mickey. They showed old shorts that predated Disney Channel. Donald's Quack Attack, 1992 to 2003. And now a very similar show to Donald Duck Presents and Mickey's Mouse Tracks. They showed old shorts predominantly featuring Donald Duck. Raw Tunage, 1992. A compilation of shorts featuring multiple new Disney characters, along with old ones. The most prominent shorts were of Bonkers and Marsupilami, both of which got their own shows. Bonkers, 1993 to 1994. This show had a very similar premise to Roger Rabbit. Bonkers is a washed-up star who has joined the police force. Bonkers and his partner Lucky Pickell, a human who hates cartoons, solve crimes in LA. Marsupilami, 1993 to 1994. The other show spun off from Raw Tunage. Marsupilami, along with his friends Maurice the Gorilla and Stuart the Elephant, they often tried to avoid Eduardo the Jaguar, or make a fool out of a human named Norman. There was also another segment completely separate of these characters, featuring Sebastian the Crab. Featuring Sebastian the Crab from The Little Mermaid. Everyone has left and moved on with their lives, except Sebastian, so he has to make his own adventures. The third segment was Schmookums and Meat. Schmookums was a cat and Meat was a dog. They did not get along and were often left home alone. Aladdin the series, 1994 to 1995. The series takes place after the events of the direct-to-video sequel, The Return of Jafar, despite being released slightly before it. Aladdin is now engaged to Princess Jasmine, and they go on multiple adventures with their friends. Gargoyles, 1994 to 1997. The series focuses on gargoyles, who are nocturnal creatures that turn to stone during the day. The show focuses heavily on story arcs and complex character arcs. The show ended after 3 seasons and 78 episodes. The story continued in a comic book from 2006 to 2009. The Schmookums and Meat Funny Cartoon Show, 1995. Hey, remember me talking about these guys? This is a spin-off of a spin-off. The show was broken into 3 segments. The Schmookums and Meat segment, which is more of the same from the previous segment. The other 2 were Pith Possum, Super Dynamic Possum of Tomorrow, which is a parody of Batman, and the other segment was Tex Tinstar, The Best in the West, which is, to no surprise, a parody of westerns. The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa, 1995 to 1999. A continuation of The Lion King, except for it focuses on Timon and Pumbaa. They continue living their problem-free philosophy, Hakuna Matata. They go beyond the Pride Lands and explore other places of the world, like the US, UK, Canada, and so on. Quack Pack, 1996. Donald Duck now works as a cameraman. Daisy works as a news reporter, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie go around looking for interesting stories. The triplets now have more personality than what they did in DuckTales because they are now older, which contributes to quite a few episode plots. Mighty Ducks, the animated series, 1996 to 1997. There is a planet called Puckworld, made of ice, inhabited by anthropomorphic ducks. Conveniently, the ducks love hockey, which is perfect because the planet is made of ice. An ancient society called the Saurians, which were banished centuries ago, came back with robotic attack ships. A band of ducks formed together to become the Mighty Ducks, and they face off to destroy the Saurians. Doug, 1996 to 1999. As wrong as it seems for Doug to be here, it's not wrong. Doug was the very first Nicktoon from 1991 to 1994. It ran on Nickelodeon. After Nickelodeon decided not to renew the show for a 5th season, Disney acquired Jumbo Pictures, the company that made the show. Disney then continued the series until 1999. Doug is the average middle school boy with a wide imagination. He lives the typical schoolboy life along with his dog Porkchop and friend Patty. Make sure to check out my Every Nicktoon Ever video after this one. It was one of my earliest videos and I didn't have a mic, so don't mind the fact that I sound super depressed. Jungle Cubs, 1996 to 1998. The second animated show based on the Jungle Book. This time, this one is a prequel. Baloo and the other Jungle Book characters are babies. Being at the bottom of the food chain, due to them being babies, they have to watch out for the dangers of the jungle. Nightmare Ned, 1997. The show was based on a computer game of the same name. However, they were being worked on at the same time, and the show happened to come out before the game. Ned Needlemeyer is a young boy who deals with day-to-day life in his weird nightmares. 101 Dalmatians, the series, 1997 to 1998. Yet another show based on one of the movies. The series primarily focuses on 3 of the 101 puppies, Lucky being the leader. They go on adventures together, the super typical cartoon stuff. Recess, 1997 to 2001. Recess is about 6 4th graders going through their experience in elementary school. The school is portrayed with an entire government and class systems. Recess is the symbolism of freedom, when the children can do what they please. Pepper Ann, 1997 to 2000. The most basic, growing up through school story. Moving on. The Ink and Paint Club, 1997 to 1998. Another show that compiles old Disney shorts. Hercules, the animated series, 1998 to 1999. And again, another series after the movie. Hercules is a teenager, training to be a hero. He deals with many teenager problems as well. He also battles with his uncle Hades, which breaks the continuity of the movie. Mickey Mouse Works, 1999 to 2001. A revival for Mickey, featuring all of the classic characters. This show was meant to be like classic Disney. Each episode consisted of shorts that were finally brand new shorts, not reused old ones. The Weekenders, 2000 to 2004. 4 best friends, all of different ethnic backgrounds, get together on the weekends. Friday sets up the adventure, Saturday is the adventure, and Sunday is the climax of the adventure. Teacher's Pet, 2000 to 2005. Leonard is a 4th grader. and his mother is his teacher. Because of this, he fears being known as the teacher's pet. His dog Spot misses Leonard whilst at school, so he decides on the first day of the school year to disguise himself as a human, and quickly becomes the popular kid at school. The show lasted for 2 seasons and concluded with a movie, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, 2000 to 2001, a spin-off to Toy Story. This follows the in-universe fictional events of Buzz Lightyear. Buzz leads his Star Command in the far future in space. They often fight the evil Emperor Zurg. Buzz and Zurg are the only 2 characters from Toy Story that are main characters in this. House of Mouse, 2001 to 2003. A spin-off to Mickey Mouse Works. Mickey and his friends open a theater in Toontown. The theater is considered a very popular spot by the residents of Toontown, who are characters from past Disney properties. This cartoon was essentially Cameo the Show. Lloyd in Space, 2001 to 2004. Lloyd is a green alien living in a space station, along with his telepathic little sister and their mother, head of the space station. It's essentially the average teen show, but they're aliens in space. The Legend of Tarzan, 2001 to 2003. This show picks up where the movie left off. Tarzan is adjusting to his new job as leader of the apes. Tarzan and Jane also deal with the married life in the jungle. The Proud Family, 2001 to 2005. Penny Proud experiences the very typical teen life, along with growing up in a house with some wacky family members. The show is also very prominent for being one of the very, very few animated shows featuring all black lead characters. A finale film released in 2005 and a reboot released in 2022. Timo Supremo, 2002 to 2004. 3 kid superheroes make up Timo Supremo. The 3 of them take on multiple bad guys, while at the same time interacting with other superheroes. Kim Possible, 2002 to 2007. Kim Possible is a teenage girl who has to fight crime while at the same time juggling common teen issues. On her adventures, she is accompanied by her best friend Ron Stoppable and her pet naked mole rat Rufus, and a computer genius Wade. Fillmore, 2002 to 2004. This show is a parody of 1970s police dramas. Fillmore and his new partner Ingrid Third are members of a safety patrol in middle school. Fillmore himself used to be a juvenile delinquent, but is now reformed since being quote-unquote arrested. Now he patrols the hallways at school. Lilo and Stitch, the series, 2003 to 2006. A sequel to the movie, Lilo and Stitch have to collect the remaining 623 of Jumba's missing experiments. Meanwhile, Captain Gantu is also trying to do the same thing, but for evil reasons. Dave the Barbarian, 2004 to 2005. Dave is a very strong and powerful barbarian. However, he lacks courage. The kingdom he lives in is currently ruled by his egotistical sister, as their parents, the king and queen, are away fighting evil. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, 2004 to 2006. Brandy is a spoiled dog, and Mr. Whiskers is a sporadic rabbit. After they fall out of an airplane, they are stranded in the Amazon rainforest. From there, they learn how to live and meet new friends along the way. Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go, 2004 to 2006. I think the Google synopsis of this show does it perfect justice. Quote, a 13-year-old boy joins forces with bionic monkeys to save the universe. End quote. Yep, that just about sums it up. WITCH, or Witch, 2004 to 2006. Will, Irma, Tyranny, Cornelia, and Hay make up Witch. Get it? Their names spell it. The 5 of them have magical powers. They have to save planet Meridian from evil Prince Phobos and Lord Cedric. American Dragon, Jake Long, 2005 to 2007. Jake Long, your not-so-average New York boy. He can turn into a dragon. Once he fully evolves to the American Dragon, he has to protect other magical creatures. Meanwhile, as a regular boy, he has a huge crush on a girl Rose, who is secretly a dragon slayer. The Buzz on Maggie, 2005 to 2006. Maggie is a teenage fly. She lives in Sticky Feet, a city of insects. Most episodes are about the teenage fly lifestyle and other adventures with her family and friends. The Emperor's New School, 2006 to 2008. A sequel to the movie The Emperor's New Groove, Cusco has to graduate in order to become Emperor of the Inca Empire. Isma does everything she can to make it so Cusco fails. The Replacements, 2006 to 2009. 2 orphan boys find a comic book in the orphanage. On the back of the comic book, there is an ad for a Fleamco phone. They order the phone, which can replace any person or animal they so please. From there, they get new parents, and then choose to replace anyone they don't like. Shorty McShorts' Shorts, 2006-2007. This is Disney's version of What a Cartoon and Oh Yeah Cartoons. So, it's a compilation of original short cartoons. They are hosted by Shorty McShorts Shorts, who is a knockoff Home Depot guy. Phineas and Ferb, 2008-2015. Probably the most famous Disney Channel show, at least animated one. Phineas and Ferb are genius stepbrothers. The two boys are on summer vacation, and every day they build a new contraption or go on a wild adventure. They have a sister, Candace, who knows of their antics and constantly tries to expose them to their parents, but never succeeds. They also have a pet platypus named Perry, who is a secret agent that faces off against the evil Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Cars Toons, 2008 to 2014. A follow-up to the Cars films, Larry the Cable Guy returns as Mater. However, Owen Wilson does not, and Keith Ferguson takes on Lightning McQueen. Every episode is a flashback to Mater's past experiences doing wild stuff. Have a Laugh, 2009 to 2012. This show was a compilation of old Mickey Mouse shorts that had been revoiced and sometimes re-edited. Fish Hooks, 2010 to 2014. Milo, Oscar, and Bee are three fish friends that attend fish school in an aquarium in a pet store. They deal with the typical teen problems, but they are fish. Take Two with Phineas and Ferb, 2010 to 2011. In the weirdest spin-off show ever, Phineas and Ferb mimic Space Ghost Coast to Coast and take up hosting a talk show, and they interview live-action celebrity guest stars. Doc McStuffins, 2012 to 2020. Doc McStuffins is a little kid who dreams of being a doctor. She operates on stuffed animals that are sick and hurt. The animals also talk to her, so maybe McStuffins needs a doctor. Gravity Falls, 2012 to 2016. The only show on this list with the same popularity as Phineas and Ferb. Dipper and Mabel are sent to Gravity Falls, Oregon to live with their great uncle, or rather grunkle, Stan. As it turns out, Gravity Falls is home to mythical creatures and supernatural events. Originally, the show seemed like your average episodic show, but it quickly turned into this lore-filled drama. Mickey Mouse, 2013 to 2019. This show takes the 6 main Mickey characters, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, and Pluto, and gives them back their classic looks. Despite being made a few years ago, the show looks and acts like original Disney shorts. They aren't remakes of old stories, they're completely brand new, and try to stick to the old slapstick humor. Wander Over Yonder, 2013 to 2016. Wander is an intergalactic traveler. He goes planet to planet with the intention to help and have fun with the residents. Just like Gravity Falls, the show started episodic but ends up more serialized as Lord Dominator tries to conquer the galaxy. Star versus the Forces of Evil, 2015 to 2019. Star Butterfly is the heir to the dimension of Muni. Due to her being rather wild, she is exiled to Earth to calm her down. Once on Earth, she becomes friends with Marco and begins living with him, along with doing other earthly things like attending school. The two of them begin to explore other dimensions and fall in love. Milo Murphy's Law, 2016 to 2019. Set in the Phineas and Ferb universe, Milo Murphy is a descendant of the original Murphy of the famous Murphy's Law. In case you don't know, Murphy's Law states anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Milo's life usually follows this law. Also, Weird Al Yankovic voices him, so that's cool. Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, 2017 to 2020. This show is like a lot of the movie sequel shows. All the characters from Rapunzel return. This show is story-driven, but follows a very loose one at that, leaving it to be more episodic. DuckTales, 2018 to 2020. 2018 to 2021. A reboot of the original 1987 series, Donald Duck returns to his Uncle Scrooge after a 10-year hiatus. Once Donald returns, Scrooge regains his sense of adventure, and they return to their usual antics. Big Hero 6, the series, 2018 to 2021. Once again, a follow-up to the movie. It's basically the movie, but more. After 3 seasons, the show ended, but not long after, this follow-up got its own follow-up called Baymax on Disney+. Big City Greens, 2018 to present. Bill Green and his 2 children lose their farm and have to move into the big city with Bill's mother. The episodes play out in the pretty cliche story of the country folk living in city life. Halfway through the 3rd season, they move back to the farm. Star Wars Resistance, 2018 to 2020. This show takes place before the events of The Force Awakens. The main character is Kazuda Xiono, who is sent to spy on the rising First Order. The show has a few guest voice actors from the sequel trilogy films. Amphibia, 2019 to 2022. After Anne steals a magical music box, her and her 2 friends are transported to the world of Amphibia. Amphibia is a tropical island inhabited by, you guessed it, amphibians. This is yet again another show that is more serialized than episodic. The Owl House, 2020 to 2023. Greenlit at the same time Amphibia was, The Owl House is about Luz, a teenage girl who accidentally stumbles upon a portal to the demon realm. Don't know how you accidentally do that, but she did. Once she gets there, she begins befriending demons and other creatures. Luz has a dream of becoming a witch, so she begins serving as the Owl Lady's apprentice. The Ghost and Molly McGee, 2021 to 2024. Molly McGee is a teenage girl that discovers her new home is haunted by a ghost named Scratch. Scratch puts a curse on Molly to shoo her away. However, it backfires and the two are bound together forever. In the clichéest of clichés, Scratch Patch eventually warms up to Molly and they become friends. Chibiverse, 2022 to present. The show is made up of chibi versions of various Disney Channel characters, as they all live in the same universe together. Episodes are compiled of multiple shorts, with one of the characters hosting interstitially. Hamster and Gretel, 2022 to present. Kevin has a sister named Gretel, and he also has a hamster. Gretel and Hamster are given superpowers by aliens. The two of them become the new superhero duo and protect their city. Sounds wonderful. Monsters at Work, 2023 to present. Taking place right after Monsters, Inc., the factory no longer runs on scares, but instead, laughter. A new kid, Tyler, has just hired in from Monsters University and wants to be just like his hero, Sully, but is extremely disappointed to learn that Monsters, Inc. no longer runs on scares, so they deal with him and other various antics. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, 2023 to present. Based on the comic of the same name, the show follows an animated version of the comic series. Moon Girl is a teen genius who activated a portal, and a red dinosaur came out. The two of them then became Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Kif, 2023 to present. Kif is a squirrel who lives in Tabletown, an exotic island full of magical creatures. She has a best friend named Barry, who is a rabbit. The two of them go on wild adventures throughout the crazy island. Haley's on It, 2023 to 2024. Haley is a teenager that lives in California, who one night is visited by a scientist from the future. She is told that in the future she creates an invention that will reverse global warming. Gotta love Disney injecting politics, even in a kid's cartoon. Zombies, the reanimated series, 2024 to present. After the zombies and creatures graduate high school, they time warp into the past to redo their senior year. Primos, 2024 to present. This show has not aired yet. As of the upload day of this video, it will air in 6 days. Primos focuses on a large Mexican family living in LA. The story is told by 9-year-old Tater Ramirez Humphrey via her diary. She discovers the quote-unquote it factor that makes her special, alongside her cousins. That's a synopsis I found online. I have no clue what the it factor is. Sounds like Loud House. Oh wait, Mexican Loud House already exists. Well, I think that's all of them. If I missed one, I have full faith that you'll tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Last video, I said, can we hit 10,000 subscribers? Well, I currently sit at 13,500, so thank you for that. Let's try to aim for, I'd say 15,000, but why not just go to 20? So please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out my other videos. I have quite a few on cartoons, and some other weird stuff too. Thanks for watching.